morning, good morning. We're getting the wagon packed up. We're heading out to Sedona, set up base camp. We prefer the dirt over the expo, so we'll still be checking out the show quite a bit, but we are going to be bringing you some trails, some awesome locations and scenic spots. A lot of dirt is going to be on the truck.
So we found it. We didn't know exactly what we were looking for, but when you see it, you know it.
Beautiful out today. We're exiting base camp today. We're gonna go do Schnellby Hill. Never done it before. Should be a good time. Looking for some red rock action, really. This is the first real major actual off-road trip we've gotten on the King 2.5s, at least an extended trip with all the gear, a week's worth of gear. So it's interesting feeling it all out on all these trails. These trails aren't too gnarly, pretty high speed county, country road type trails. So they feel good, it feels pretty sporty. Sporty and firmer definitely than the 3.0s. I'm at 30 PSI right now, and it feels like I'm at 45 PSI on the 3.0s, if that makes any sense. Oh man, it's gorgeous out here. This meadow out here. These trails are definitely you can definitely feel the chop a little bit more on these 2.5s. But on the other hand, they control really well. Like when you get going a little bit faster, I feel more bottom out protection on the 2.5s than I did on the 3.0s. I feel like I hit the bump stops quite a bit on the 3.0s on a similar kind of terrain. These 2.5s I feel like it handles better on these county roads, and like lots of curves, lots of rear end in the dirt, kind of sliding. I just personally like a tighter shock on this kind of stuff. I don't need too much comfort. The 3.0s are pillowy and nice for the comfort, but almost to a fault when most of my driving is out here in the forest. The extra pillow actually produces a little bit of, I wouldn't say slop, but just a little bit extra heaving when there's a lot of gear in the back. So pros and cons. Pros to the 2.5s, cons to the 2.5s. Cons being you feel a little bit more of the chop. Pros being handles like a sports car. We're gonna do a lot of rock crawling today, so got a lot to say about how these 2.5s feel on the rocks. Definitely less forgiving than 3.0s, which is okay, especially with a lot of gear. Highways feels good, not too much different than the 3.0s, especially being aired down at 30 PSI. So we're gonna check out some beautiful scenes today. That's the goal, but we'll also be talking about the shocks. They've been on probably about 4,000, 5,000 miles now. We're just getting after it now on the trail. It's closed up at the merry-go-round, which is still a pretty good vista, but it's not all the way to the very top because of some landslides. So it is May 21st. Can't get through Schnellby Hill for those of you watching. Apparently it's been a month now since you can't get through, so we're still gonna go up, still gonna be a good time. First half of the day was nice. We got to do Schnellby Hill up until about the merry-go-round, which I think is one of those big rocks up there. We went all the way up there. Awesome views of the valley. The Kings were okay going up all this rocky stuff. I definitely noticed a lot more, it was a lot more jarring. It just stiffer overall. But at the same time, this is compared to the 3.0s or the Fox 2.0s, which are like pretty mushy, pretty soft. On this rocky stuff, I really prefer the mushy kind of feel to everything. We are aired down to 20 PSI, so that does help a lot, but just overall, a little bit more jarring on the King 2.5s, which I don't mind. Trade-offs, but 3.0s out here, mushy shock out here is really nice, especially if you just like going slow. If you like going fast, you don't have a lot of gear, and these 2.5s are still pretty nice because it gives you just that, you could feel the terrain a lot better. There's a lot more feedback on the terrain, so you just know and you have more confidence in traction, really. So far, so good. We're gonna hit the road, maybe back to camp. Let's see. All right, we're done. Overland Expo, 3 days, 4 days, 3 nights in Flagstaff. It's been great. We had the best view I think I've ever had in Arizona. Beautiful cliffs, beautiful sunsets last night. It was really nice. Not too bad on the weather, got some rain, but really put the wagon through its paces for, you know, overlanding on King shocks, how it felt. I actually really liked it a lot with the increased loads. We probably have about 700, 800 pounds in the back right now. It's not a full load, but it's a near full load. I'd call it about 75% capacity of what I like to load up the Power Wagon with. The Kings did really well. A lot tighter handling on the highways, which is what I like a lot, especially with these loads, because long range trips, you're on a lot of pavement, and handling with a big load is kind of important for me. Might not be for some other people, but out here on the trails, tight, confident, really nice. But all this choppy trail, I definitely missed the 3.0s, but we'll get more into that later on a King 2.5 versus 3.0 review. But big success. We're gonna hit the road and get back to LA. See you guys next time.